Listen, Big W back here at the shop. That's right, Shed Knives. And today I have quite a few knives to show off. I've got some awesome blades, and I figured let's show off the new plate carrier as well with some knives in it. So anyways, let's get into the knives first. After the knives, we're gonna get into a question I've been asking myself, and that's about challenge. Have I been challenging myself too little? And we're gonna talk about that. So let's get into the knives. First up, my friends, 2025 Shed Knives Skewer. Check this blade out. Nice flat grind. We have the laser engraving, 154 cm steel. Let's talk about steel for a second while you check out this beautiful knife. 154 cm, I believe, is the best steel for heavy use outdoor fixed blades. Now obviously you're not doing heavy use indoors, so obviously it's outdoors, but anyways, I believe 154 cm with my heat treat process and my just skill sets around these blades makes it the best. There are a few other companies that use 1095. Did I say a few? There's a lot of other companies that use 1095 high carbon or 1095 HC, and some of them do a good job with it. I have a friend, he runs a company who only uses 1095 and he does a fantastic job with it, but for most knife companies, they just don't get it. Where here at Shed Knives, we do have it, we do got it. So, Skewer, this is the #1 bestseller for Shed Knives, and it's been like that for quite a while. So, I've got this one. As of today's video, this is the only Skewer I have available, so check that out. Moving up in size, we have the US Tonto, and part of the reason for showing off the plate carrier today is the US Tonto. So many tactical enthusiasts love the US Tonto, and why is that? Well, partially because when you pull it out, your knife is ready to go. Okay, you can see that blade glistening, that little edge right there. It's just ready for action. Also, let's compare the Skewer and the US Tonto. This one has a finger groove, this one does not, which means for tactical applications, for self-defense situations, you don't want your hand sliding across the blade. That would be rather painful, and that would put you in a situation where you would have a harder time defending yourself and those around you. So, put the finger groove on there so that way you can be carving, whittling, stabbing, whatever, and this knife is gonna stay just in your hand ready to go. So some people like to be up close and personal with the blade. Totally respect that. I like to be, so that's why I like the Skewer. However, if you don't buy the Skewer, you're probably going to get the US Tonto. So this one I have available in quite a few color options. So we have the Skewer Orange, Coyote Tan, and the Day Glow. So go check that out. And one thing I want to show off, look at how that liner just pops on this blade. With the new heat treat, I wanted a little bit darker finish, so that's what I did. I got a little darker finish on my knives. The laser engraving is still there. It's a little bit harder to see. I am working on improving that engraving so that way it pops a bit more. However, engraving's still there, and it allows that ivory white G10 liner to pop even more. So US Tonto, that's a popular one. Love this blade, and a lot of guys, like I said, tactical enthusiasts, or tactical, I don't know what you call it. People who like tactical stuff. So we'll just call them tactical enthusiasts. Whether they do it for a job or they're preppers or whatever, they carry the knives on the plate carrier. So that's why I bring this knife out today. Or that's why I bring this out today. The knives are always there. So next and last of the knives, then we'll get into my challenge question. Let's talk about the resilience. This blade right here has got to be the #1 hunting skinning knife on the market. And why is that? Well, let's look at it. When we hold this in our hand, it just molds right to your hand. Who is it? C from Atlantic Knife. Go check them out. C, man, runs a fantastic show, we'll call it, over there on their YouTube, showing off all sorts of knives. And every time he mentions the resilience, he says, you know, I think I like this one the most. and it's because of how it feels. Sure, it looks super wacky. I designed it partially to be a super wonky looking knife, just a unique style, but the function of it is where I came in with this design, and that's so it can match your hand if you're holding a knife in your most natural state. So that's how we got to this design. You can choke up on it for skinning game, caping, all of that stuff, and then we have the jimping as well on top. This is 1/8 of an inch jimping, which is pretty serious for jimping. A lot of companies, a lot of knife makers, a lot of knives, they just have small everything. Small lanyard hole, small scales, small stock, small everything, big price. Shed Knives did a complete 180. Big everything, little price. All of the knives I sell, if you're in the USA, shipped to your door under $250. Yet free USA shipping. You can buy some of my knives for $75 shipped to your door. 100% USA made. Okay? Who else can say that? Find me another company. 100% USA made, 100% USA materials, and shipped to your door for under $250. And did I mention ships within 24 hours? My recent shipping time has been within 5 hours. So, with that said, my friends, if you like knives, go to shedknives.com, check it out. You can help me keep the lights on here. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to be doing videos in the dark because I still won't stop. Still be doing videos. But if you want to support even further, pick up a knife. Like I said, ships within 24 hours, ships to your door. Enjoy. So next up, I have the sheep's foot or sheep's feet. If there's multiple of them, that's a good question. Would you call more than one sheep's foot? Are they sheep's feet? Are they sheep's foots? I don't know. I think sheep's feet sounds kind of fun. However, those are dropping like today. So go to shedknives.com and check that out, depending on when you're watching. But if you're watching within a few days of this, go ahead. Check it out. Sheep's feet should be alive. Multiple of the sheep's foot, they should be available. And we just picked up a new dealer yesterday. I will talk to you guys about that a little later. So I'm gonna de-gear here and get ready to talk about this challenge. So let's go. I'm gonna say this in advance. There is some construction going on outside. So if you hear industrial equipment, don't worry about it. They're not demolishing Shed Knives. They're making it better. So, so anyways, challenge. I've been asking myself, am I challenging myself too little or too much? Because I noticed, here's what happens. I give myself a challenge. In this case, we'll use shops, facilities, okay? I give myself a challenge to get a larger facility, which means I need to sell more knives. I need to improve myself to be able to sell more knives, to improve my skill sets, to improve my capabilities, and even to get new skills and capabilities. So then that way I can do bigger and better stuff. You can't build things on a bad foundation. So I need to improve my foundation. Now, here's what I noticed. Once I hit my objective, once I hit my whatever I'm trying to do, my goal, once I achieve that, I notice that there's a sense of what now? Maybe some of you guys have dealt with this before. There's a sense of like, great, now what? What now? And I have had that a little bit with this shop. And I think that's good because that tells me I have set a new baseline. My new baseline is rocking a good facility. You can hear my echo. Echo! All the winners! Woo! Couldn't do that in the last one. Couldn't do that in the one before. Most people can't do that in their own shops today. So I am very thankful. I am very blessed. And I am extremely appreciative for this opportunity because I know about 95%, maybe 98% of knife companies out there will never, ever, ever get to this point. And I'm extremely thankful for it. However, once you set a new baseline, that means you're just kind of like, okay, wow, this is the new standard. And for me, I desire attack. I need to be on the mission to just get to it. And when there's nothing to get to, feel a bit lost. Obviously, I'm still doing the marketing. Obviously, I'm still making the knives. Obviously, things are still getting better. There's no doubt about that. But the pace of that, it's like, you know what? I need a next thing. I need a next thing. I have friends, they perform best when they feel like they're being chased. I perform best when I feel like I'm chasing after something. Well, guess what? When I have chased and I've gotten, it's like, wow, we got the kill, perfect. Now what? So I wrote down a few things to help possibly answer this question. And for anybody new to Shed Knives, you might be wondering, Jack, why are you talking about this on a knife channel? Well, that's because the Shed Knives movement is bigger than just the fixed blade. It's bigger than just the knife. It's bigger than just the video. It's a community. The Shed Knives movement is a community of like-minded knife and outdoor enthusiasts who come together to better ourselves, our community, and the world. And that, my friends, is more significant and more powerful than just about anything else you could ever do here on this place we call Earth. Because if you get to better yourselves, if you get to better your community being what's immediately around you, okay, your neighbors, the houses down the street, the businesses you interact with, those things around you, and then Earth as a whole, just bettering the world through your action, through your effort. That, my friends, is fantastic. That says a lot of great things about you. So that's the Shed Knives movement. And if I can give you guys things that I'm doing and I'm going through, not things that, oh, I want to do this, I'm thinking about this, and telling you guys how I'm thinking of getting there. No, wrong. That's a horrible way to go about it. I'm telling you things that I have done and that I am currently doing. Documenting and demonstrating. Not thinking and hypothesizing. No. Talking about things I'm doing. Action. Okay? And one of my actionable things right now is I don't know which road to go down. And you guys have heard me mention this a little bit before, but I don't know if I should go down this is gonna sound pretty bad. I don't know if I should go down the like just really gritty work path. Like do nothing but work. No distractions whatsoever. No fun, as we call it. Okay? I've had my fun. And what's fun? Going out with friends, ice skating, going get coffee, all of that stuff. It's cool, but what's happening from that? Nothing's happening from that. And obviously we get to talk about business because I've got other business owners as friends. I hang out with 1%ers because quite frankly I am one, so not gonna hang out with a bunch of losers. So my winner friends, when we all get together, it's fantastic and I value that. But some of the extra building conversations, I really want to get rid of that. And that's something I have done and I found immense results from it. But I'm a little bit confused on what's the next objective? What's the next objective? And winning, I wrote this down as well. One of the things I figured out, winning equals immense focus. No winner has had more than you have. They've had less than you have, okay? What do I mean by that? When I won and I had the best of the best, let's talk blade show, for example. I've put on some fantastic blade shows at Shed Knives. Why did I have a better setup, a better experience? Not even dollar amount better, because there are people who have put tens and tens of thousands into their blade show booths. Why was my experience better? Well, it's because I had an immense focus on that experience to make sure that everybody who interacted with me and interacted with Shed Knives had the best experience. So I had immense focus on that. something else. Why do I now CNC mill some of the best, if not the best, fixed blades for outdoor bushcraft use in the world? Why do I do that? Because all of 2024, I had immense focus on that CNC machine right there. I had immense focus in G-code. I became educated. So winning equals immense focus. However, I need immense focus on something, and I'm figuring that out. Is it just a me thing? I don't know. And so it comes back to this question: am I challenging myself too little or too much? The too much side might be that I see this mega goal and I feel like I'm not getting anywhere with it. So that's why I feel lost, we'll say. But I am more on the side of I am challenging myself too little, because I notice when I work, I absolutely freaking kill it. I absolutely work harder than anybody else in the knife world, in the outdoor space. I absolutely kill it, and nobody else can work as hard as me. So I believe I have set my challenges, we'll call it, too low, and I've set some really good ones before, but I keep winning. I keep winning, and we keep winning together. And that's fantastic, my friends. So I believe I need to set some bigger goals, some bigger challenges, and really, really, really push myself. And I encourage you to do the same. Now, challenging myself to what? I'm gonna figure that out. Is it just another larger facility? Is it, I don't know, 100 knives a day? Is it 10,000 a day? What is it? What is it? So I'm gonna figure that out. I have my guesses, but I won't give them specifically, only because I don't want the other enemy knife companies to see this and be like, oh, he's working even harder, oh my gosh, and they're gonna start crying because they're a bunch of lazy people barely able to function, don't know how they got to where they are. You know what's funny? Just on a side of work, okay? I think it is funny that I have outperformed some knife companies that have been in existence longer than I have been on this planet. And don't give the credit to me, give the credit to the Shed Knives community. Give the credit, as my dad would say, take your arm off and pat yourself on the back, because that is fantastic. Nobody has a community like us. Nobody has a winning mindset like us. That's why at Shed Knives, there is no substitute. And if we open up one of my empty boxes here that my knives were in, you'll see there is no substitute right there. And you have this fantastic photo of me as well. I know, yours truly. So there is no substitute to Shed Knives. That's because we keep winning, we keep setting bigger and bigger objectives. And I'll finish on this. I want to give you guys something tangible, okay? And something I realize that I do. I set a high objective and I absolutely kill it up until the objective. Then after the objective, it's like, great, we have it, and I go into a maintenance period. And then after the maintenance period, there is either a new objective, which I function great at, or there's a slight decline until the next objective. And very rarely there's a slight decline, but that has happened with me. And that's because I'm getting myself ready for the next objective. And one word, or maybe it's two words, I don't know. English, I'm still learning English, we'll say that. Baseline, whether it's one word or two, don't care. Baseline, that is something that I was missing in my vocabulary database. And meaning that when I got to my maintenance part of I hit the goal and now I go into maintenance, I set a new baseline. I was limiting myself mentally, thinking, oh man, I hit this big objective, and I still imagined it as this big objective and not as my new baseline. So that's what I need to do differently. What is the next baseline that I want to hit? Where do I need to be that I think is fantastic now, but when I get there, I want it to be like, yeah, this is my baseline. This is my standard. This is just life. This is how things are, okay? If you brought, I was talking to my dad about this when he was here, I think about 2 weeks ago. I was saying how this facility now, if I showed 13 or 14-year-old Jack, who had just started making knives, if I showed him this place, he would be like, what in the world? It would be so past his capabilities, so past his baseline, it would be a mega goal. Where today, this is just my reality. This is just what I do. This is no surprise. I don't come out here and I'm like, oh, I have a CNC robot that makes the best knives in the world. Oh my goodness. No, it's like, yeah, I make the best knives in the world. What about it? It's baseline. So what I'm starting to figure out is my challenges need to work towards a new baseline, and partially a new baseline of me as a person. Those 4 a.m. wake-ups are no longer being worked towards. It just is. It's just a standard. It's, if you don't wake up at 4, you're performing under your baseline. If you don't go to your workouts 5 days a week, you're performing under your baseline. It's no longer some mega objective. It's just like, oh, that's that. And then we work farther from that. So some tangible things for you guys. Figure out something in your life that you want to be your new baseline, that you want to be like, wow, this is a challenge now. And then once you get to it, maybe it's losing weight, maybe it's adding weight as in muscle. I don't want you guys getting all fat over here. So maybe it's losing weight, maybe it's putting on muscle, maybe it's developing your outdoor skills. Maybe you want to be able to start a fire in the field with your fixed blade within 3 minutes. That'd be a good baseline. Okay? Figure out, what do you want to challenge yourself to? Go work like a madman or a madwoman, whatever gender you are, and go make it happen. And then once you get to that new baseline, rip your arm off, pat yourself on the back, say, good job. Now let's find a new baseline and continually climb the mountain. Keep going. I bet the people who have climbed Everest and all the mountains up until Everest, because you don't just start at Everest, you gotta start, there's like a whole series of them. You have to go from here to here to here, then you work your way up to Everest. I bet all of the hikers, or at least most of the hikers, after Everest, didn't just stop hiking. I bet they kept hiking. They may have hit the max elevation they can climb in the world, but they kept hiking. It's not necessarily the destination, it's just the walking. So get hiking, get walking, start doing. It's not about the objective, it's about the action. So get acting, start doing stuff. I am, and that's why it's lonely at the top. That's where all the other knife companies, I've left them behind. I don't know where they are. There's a few that I'm still catching up to, but don't worry, I'll be there shortly. Just a matter of time. But so many other knife brands, it's like, where are you? Echo, echo, echo. You guys are still stuck in your basements, wondering what you're gonna do today. Big fella, we have work to do, so let's get to it. My friends, if you like knives, I'll end with this. Go to shedknives.com, join the movement. There are hundreds, if not thousands of people around the world today carrying their knives. And I want my knives to be a symbol of strength, to be a symbol of you're a winner. Losers don't buy Shed Knives, winners buy Shed Knives. So if you're a winner, you can go to shedknives.com and pick one up today. So that way, when you see someone else carrying one of these knives, you can be like, yeah, that's a winner right there. I know the work. Excuse me. Knives are just so heavy. You see another winner and you're just like, yep, I know that person works. I know that person gets things done. I know that person is a highly trained and skilled individual. So am I, because we both carry Shed Knives. So if that's you, my friends, then go to shedknives.com. If you're still watching and haven't hit the follow or the subscribe, what are you doing? Go hit that subscribe so that way we can continue to join the movement as a whole, we can continue to make it better, make it bigger, and just win. So that brings me to the end, my friends. If you like knives, hit the follow, go to shedknives.com. That's it. My name's Jack, I make knives, and I'll see you in the next one. Let's go!